guys, with all the great contenders that we've had on this show, we figured it was time for a rematch. The pressure is at an all-time high. Here are not 2, but 3 people who would like to see me lose. Say hello to Chef Scott Conant and kings of lifestyle television, Jonathan and Drew Scott. Scott and I go way back.
Bobby, you know I love you, but since it's rematch, I brought some reinforcements.
Property Brothers in the house. You guys are real estate geniuses, of course. I saw you at Gato.
Yeah, you thought you were inviting us to your restaurant. In reality, we played you.
Really?
We've been stalking you, basically, so we can win tonight. You know, my whole life has been competition with Jonathan, so anyone who's lost to you, I know the frustration. This isn't the competition here. The competition is here.
All right, let's do it. All right, guys, so obviously it's a rematch night. What familiar faces will I be seeing?
Our first contender, you've beat him not once, but you've beat him twice. So please welcome Chef Angelo Sosa.
Our next contender has been reliving the nightmare of losing to you. Well, back to repair her pride from Dallas, Texas, it's Blythe Beck.
I know you both want your shot at taking me down, but you know the drill. First, you must go through each other. You're gonna have 20 minutes to take an ingredient of my choice and make it the star of your dish. And that ingredient is cherry stone clams.
Oh. I have to make sure I don't overwhelm the beauty of the clam.
The trickiest thing about working with clams is if they open up too early, they get tough, and if they don't open it at all, then you got nothing to eat.
So it's these guys behind me that you need to impress, because they'll decide which one of you goes up against me once more. All right, guys, 20 minutes. Don't make the same mistakes you made last time. Angelo, I know you like to get a little showy sometimes. Blythe, keep an eye on that clock.
Shut up.
Ready? Go.
I'm making white wine braised clams. Gonna bacon, butter, broth with toasty bread.
Today, I'm making what I call the one-bite wonder. Cherry stone clam with smoked chorizo cream in breadcrumbs. At this point in time, I put the clams on a sheet pan so they can cool down.
Angelo, you ready to start plating?
Shortly.
This guy.
6 minutes to go.
What's going on, Angelo? What are you doing here?
Just have a little.
All right, little.
This is grandmother's recipe.
That's the chorizo cream?
That's the chorizo cream.
That's nice. Tell Grandma I love it. Remember, you've lost twice to Bobby. What's different this time?
Well, I'm not seeing a therapist anymore, so that's different.
I hope that therapist was a chef. Blythe, how often do you cook clams?
A lot, actually.
Because it's one of those dishes where you could easily overdo it.
Do people come to your house and do this?
Are we annoying you?
A little.
Coming up on 2 minutes. Good luck, Blythe.
Bye, thanks.
I don't know what just happened there.
She kicked you out of the kitchen?
She kicked me out of the kitchen.
I'm a chef, I'm cooking. I am feeling great. My clams are open. This broth is a winner. I'm happy. Hashtag redemption.
Angelo, he's looking stressed.
As I'm plating, I decide that I need a different type of heat, so I quickly slice up some serrano chilies.
48 seconds. Come on, come on!
The clam is cooked perfectly. The chorizo cream is delicious. Add some crunchy breadcrumbs.
I finish them off with Parmesan and then toasted bread right on top.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Blythe, Angelo, it's all gonna come down to what you did with these cherry stone clams to get the chance to get back to Bobby.
I think he needs to be brought down a notch or two. Or 10. Yeah, or 10 notches.
Blythe, what'd you make, Chef?
I made white wine braised cherry stone clams with some garlic, bacon, and a little grilled bread.
The smoked bacon that you have inside there and the onion, that's beautiful.
I like the fact that I can actually taste the clams in the broth itself. I apologize. I've been chewing that one clam there the entire time, and it was really tough.
I'm a little worried when I hear them talk about the clams being chewy. That was not my goal at all.
Angelo, what'd you make, Chef?
So this is a clam cooked in white wine, served with chorizo cream and toasted breadcrumbs.
Great presentation.
Thank you.
Clam is very, very tender. But for me, I don't taste the clam. I only taste the chorizo.
That's overpowering the clam flavor. Now we make a decision.
They can't taste the clam. Really? I might not even make it to Bobby.
All right, well, we've decided that the chef that will be moving on to the final round to beat Bobby Flay is Chef Angelo.
I I didn't get my redemption. There's no closure there, but I'm still proud of my flavors, and I'm gonna go back to the restaurant and keep working.
Angela, you cooked the clam really, really well.
The presentation was great, but there's definitely stuff that you're gonna have to amp up.
It's that balancing of flavors. And you know well, because he's kicked your butt twice.
All right, Angelo, congratulations. You just want to keep coming back?
I think I got you this time. How
Really?
about that?
All right, you know what? Let's get to it. What are we cooking? What's your signature dish?
My signature dish is pork enchiladas.
We're screwed.
Bad choice.
You know, I made my career with Southwestern ingredients.
The goal here is simple. Just do what I do and do it well.
Wow. All right, let's get it going.
So to be fair, we're gonna bring in 3 food experts for a blind taste test.
You're gonna have 45 minutes to pull off the best pork enchiladas you've ever made. Angelo, this is your wheelhouse. Please do this. Your 45 minutes starts now.
So check the pork, and thank goodness, it's cooked perfectly. I give it a taste. It's got sweet, it's got spicy, it's got sour. So I had some cooked chorizo, salt and pepper, Monterey Jack cheese. Now I have to fry my tortillas, roll them, and I got a lot to do.
3 minutes. Angelo, the pork out.
Pork is looking good. I think it's time Bobby goes down.
We need a new king of the castle.
I start deep frying tortillas to make sure it's not greasy. I quickly slice up shallots, radishes, dressed in a little lime juice for the top of the enchilada.
I have to start plating. I mean, this is it. First, I dip my tortillas in the oil just to get it pliable. I put the pork mixture in the middle and roll it up, sauce on top. 1 minute left.
Angelo!
The crowd is just screaming. I can't even hear myself think. I'm saying to myself, please, please, please just come together.
I put a little bit of the red chili mole on the bottom of the plate.
Have you ever thought about Dancing with the Stars?
I plate the enchilada, a little bit of crema, avocado relish, and then a little bit of cilantro.
I sauce over the enchilada, the cotija cheese, the salad on top. Blood, sweat, and tears. I have to beat Bobby.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Put my heart into this enchilada, and Bobby, tonight, you're gonna be in my shadow.
Wow, congratulations, Angelo, Bobby. That was intense, just even to watch. But I think it's time that you meet your judges. We have the executive chef of Dos Caminos, Ivy Stark, the executive chef of Lure Fish Bar in El Toro Blanco, Josh Capon, and the chef owner of Carolina Q to Go, Elizabeth Carmel. Judges, as you know, this is a blind taste test, so we would like you guys to start with the plate in front of you.
First of all, just a really nice smoky flavor in the sauce. And I like the color. It's just a beautiful brick red, which shows me that the chilies were handled properly. And I like that the sauce had a little bit of texture to it.
Great texture, great depth of flavor. I love the creaminess of the avocado and the crema.
I like the 2 different kinds of pork. Addition of the chorizo gives it a little spice, a little flair, and it's cooked really well. But I find the tortilla just a little bit greasy.
Mine was so greasy, I couldn't cut it very well, so I sort of had to deconstruct it and put it back on my fork to eat.
Okay, judges, please switch your plates.
Well, I loved the presentation. It was actually a very refined idea of an enchilada.
I thought the cotija cheese on this one really worked. Really enjoy the radish and onion salad. I love onions, especially pickled onions.
The pork itself is perfectly cooked. I love the ratio of meat to fat, but there's something oddly sweet in the sauce.
Yeah, almost maybe like ketchup.
Just a little too sweet for me.
I thought the sauce was like banging, but I guess I added a little bit too much sugar.
Let's see what you guys prefer.
One of the most important elements of an enchilada is obviously the tortilla, and mine wasn't perfect, that's for sure. So Angelo could get his redemption after all.
So the judges have voted.
And the winner is... Bobby.
I'm losing the Bobby Flay for the 3rd time. And I'm just like, oh my God.
While they were both absolutely delicious, I just thought Angelo's was just a little bit too sweet, while Bobby's kind of just developed into a changing dish.
All right, guys, it's payback time. For this week's rematch, I've invited 2 friends of mine who are back with a vengeance. Hosts of the kitchen, Sonny Anderson and Jeff Morrow.
You're going down!
Down! Have you guys ever been together?
Not on this show, because it's too powerful. It's like asking for a tornado to strike.
Bobby, what happened to your wrists?
I burned myself.
3rd degree, 4th degree, whatever?
Whatever degree.
That's okay, so we're gonna give you the 10th degree today, Bobby. We have some people that have been here. They have studied the game, and they're back to whoop your tail, Bobby. You ready to go down?
I'm very ready. Bring them out.
All right.
Back for redemption. Please welcome the executive chef of Harlow, Sag Harbor, Jordan Andino.
Please welcome the chef and owner of Union in Pasadena, California, Bruce Kelman.
Whatever. Welcome back. Jeff and Sonny here. Certainly want one of you to beat me more than ever. But you know the way this works. First, you must go through each other. You'll have 20 minutes to make an ingredient of my choice, the star of your dish. And that ingredient is rack of lamb.
I don't work with rack of lamb too often. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to cook this in 20 minutes.
Rack of lamb is delicious and tender, but it's really easy to dry out and mess up.
You have 20 minutes to make the best rack of lamb of your life. Ready? Go.
I'm making a Middle Eastern spiced rack of lamb with a pine nut and kale couscous salad.
I'm making lamb milanese, which is a breaded and pan-fried lamb chop served with a shaved cauliflower salad, which is going to balance the gaminess of the lamb.
All right, guys, just under 6 minutes. I see you've got some golden raisins. What's going on there?
My cauliflower salad.
I'm loving that you're cooking with some colorful cauliflower.
My salad has shaved cauliflower, golden raisins, lemon, Parmigiano Reggiano cheese, wild arugula.
5 minutes.
I take the lid off my couscous, test it, perfect. I add kale, pine nuts, dark raisins, golden raisins, and a little bit of cumin to help complement the rack of lamb.
All right, Jordan, what are you doing with your lamb? I just saw you throw it in the oven. What's
Yeah,
the plan?
so you get a nice char on it. It's gonna go well with this sauce. It's a pomegranate honey mustard.
Okay.
Sounds like a lot of stuff going on over there.
Pardon me?
Sounds like a lot
I can't
of
hear
stuff.
you. I don't talk to losers.
Yeah. So I go and flip my chops, and I notice that they're not fully cooked, so starting to worry a little bit about the clock.
Jordan, you happy with your chops?
No. Come on, cook, baby. I know it's not to proper temperature, so I throw the lamb on, do a last-minute sear, and I have to make sure the lamb gets on these plates.
2 minutes, chef.
I shave a little bit more Parmesan and a little bit of lemon for good measure. Place the salad in the middle of the plate, put my chop on top.
30 seconds.
Look at Bruce. He's getting his chops down on the plate. Jordan's still cooking them.
11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Jordan, Bruce, I hope one of you guys are really ready to go, because we want to beat Bobby Flay today.
It's all gonna come down to what you did to make the lamb the star of the dish. Chef Bruce, what did you make us?
A lamb milanese with shaved cauliflower salad.
The lamb is cooked perfectly. The only tricky part is kind of around the bone, where it is a little underdone. But the salad is just so creative. It's colorful, and the pop of the raisin in there is really nice.
This chop is delicious. You just stayed with flavors that worked, but let's talk about the salad. There is something in your dressing. It's just way too acidic.
So I might have made some mistakes with my salad, but I really showcased the lamb. Hopefully that was good enough to take this.
Jordan, what did you make for us?
Middle Eastern spiced rack of lamb with a kale and Israeli couscous salad.
I really like your sauce. Something happens when you put it on the lamb. It speaks. And the couscous, I love the texture of it, but I really don't feel there's a flavor profile happening there.
I think my lamb chop is cooked almost perfectly. It's like just a stitch under. What I do appreciate is that you did get a nice sear on the lamb.
Bruce is a chef to be reckoned with, but I really felt good about this dish, so I think it's gonna be a close call.
Chef moving forward to compete against Bobby Flay is Chef Bruce.
I'm not gonna be able to get my redemption shot at Bobby Flay, but I'm just gonna continue just pushing forward, and I'm gonna cook amazing food.
Bruce, we chose you because you brought the trifecta. You fried, you breaded, you cheesed us.
Pretty obvious we chose you because you got literally out of the chops to beat Bobby Flay.
We coming for you.
Bruce, welcome back.
Thanks, man.
Last time you were here, time got to you a little bit. How you feeling about your confidence level?
I think you should be a little nervous.
Okay, so let's get to it. What's your signature dish for today?
My signature dish is pasta carbonara. Pasta rematch.
I love it. All right, guys, to keep things kosher, Sonny and I are not gonna judge this round. Instead, 3 food experts are gonna do a blind taste test.
You'll have 45 minutes. Bruce, you had better work it, honey. Your 45 minutes starts now.
I pull my pasta, it's about 90% of the way cooked, and I want to finish cooking it in that stock so that it really creates this beautiful melding of flavors. I add my egg mixture, toss it really fast so that the eggs don't cook in the pan.
1 minute!
Oh, look at that.
I get out my trusty pasta fork and I start twisting up pasta, laying it on my plate. It's perfect, feeling like Bobby's in trouble.
I taste my dish. It has like good pepper flavor. I'm just gonna add a little fresh parsley through the pasta, add it to the plate. I'm gonna add some more pancetta and bacon, grated Parmesan cheese, and then also fried parsley.
Bobby is messy. He just, oh, Bobby Flay just went down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Bruce's dish looks really silky and beautiful. To me, it's gonna come down to the seasoning. I think my pasta's cooked nicely. We'll see what they say about the sauce.
Chef Flay, Bruce, congratulations, really. Now it's time to meet your judges. We have the chef and owner of Frank Little Frankie's Supper and Sauce, Frank Prizanzano, host of cooking channels Simply Laura, Laura Vitale, and the executive chef and owner of Commerce Restaurant, Harold Moore.
Judges, as you know, this is a blind taste test, so please start with the plate right in front of you.
I love the presentation. It's simple, it's sleek. I'm also incredibly impressed with the amount of pepper, just enough to tingle the back of your throat. The only thing I'm missing is more sauce. You want that pasta to wear it like a coat, and I'm missing that here.
I think the guanciale is cooked perfectly. If I had to change this, I would really make it a little bit more saucy.
The sauce itself is excellent. My only issue is it seems like there's no pecorino in this. Traditional carbonara has a pecorino cheese, so I'm kind of missing that.
All right, judges, switch your plates. Dig into plate number 2.
The presentation looks very interesting. It has really good pork bacon flavor.
The texture of the sauce is just beautiful. However, it's a little heavy on the black pepper for me. I can almost still taste it.
I think the sauce is really nice, but I felt like the black pepper inside the pasta was overwhelming. And also the fried parsley that you just don't put it on a carbonara, it doesn't belong there.
So I'm hearing these mixed reviews, and it's neck and neck right now. Both of our pastas were cooked perfectly. Both the presentations look gorgeous. I think it's all just gonna come down to flavor.
And the winner is Bruce. Welcome to the winner's circle.
That's right.
I'm just totally ecstatic right now. It's definitely, one in the bucket list. Check it off. I beat Bobby Flay, and I did it making pasta carbonara.
Carbonara, very difficult to pull it off, and you nailed it right here.
Bobby, the parsley, I told you to salt it. You outflayed yourself
I'm leaving.
today. You did whatever.
Bye.
Bye, Bobby. My man. We beat Bobby Flay.
We beat Bobby Flay with that beautiful Bruce.
Please welcome 2 people who are all about the payback. Say hello to Chef Michael Simon and actress Debbie Mazar.
You're going down, honey.
So I know Debbie for years, but of course she's the co-host on Extra Virgin on Cooking Channel. And Michael Simon is one of my best friends in the world, and also he cooks.
I know your weaknesses.
I don't know his weaknesses.
I'll fill you in on them as we go.
Yeah, you're sitting next to the right person.
This is a very serious rematch.
You're in trouble.
You've got some tough competition today, let me tell you.
So enough of the hype. Who do you guys have?
Our first contender is back to make her family proud. Please welcome Natasha Pogrebinski.
Welcome back.
Our next contender has a lot to lose because he has to answer to his boss, Alex Guaniscelli.
Ooh.
Please welcome Michael Jenkins.
I know that you're both here to get even with me tonight, but you must first go through each other. You will have 20 minutes to make an ingredient the star of your dish. And that ingredient is Portobello mushrooms.
Portobello mushrooms are huge in Russian cuisine. I could not be happier.
It's kind of a blank palette, so it's gonna be really hard to make sure that the flavor comes through.
To get your shot at redemption, you'll have to impress these guys, because they'll decide which one of you goes against me in round 2. Ready? Go. I picked portobello mushrooms because it's very meaty, it's got tons of flavor. I like to roast them, put like goat cheese.
Sounds very cutesy.
What would you do with it? Put it in a pierogi?
But it's actually, it's an awesome stuffing.
They have a lot of body.
Texture-wise.
Vegetarians love them.
I'm making mushroom stew with a poached egg and a fontina crostini. There's no way Michael's gonna beat me with mushrooms.
So I'm making a salad with roasted mushrooms and pickled mushrooms finished with crispy baby portobellos.
I love it.
Love that.
I'm gonna do a little bit of blackberry pickle just to cut all the fat.
Wow, fabulous. Do your thing.
That's right.
Right on. Hey, Michael. How's it going?
I'm making a ginger vinaigrette.
What you got in there?
A little ginger, Dijon, champagne vinegar, and rice vinegar. You look great, by the way.
Why, thank you. That might earn you some points. It smells wonderful. She's doing something very hearty, very rustic, and he's feeling a little bit of French.
The first layer of the plate is roasted portobello, the pickled mushrooms, greens, then the crunchy mushrooms.
1 minute left, guys.
What? I get my mushrooms stewed in onions right in the center. I pull the eggs out, and they're overdone. I don't have enough time to repoach eggs. I have to go with these.
10, 9, 8. We have eggs and blackberries and mushrooms. 4, 3, 2, 1.
When I see Natasha's dish, I think they're gonna love that. It's plated very beautifully, but I'm really expecting the flavors to save the day.
Michael and I are here to find the one chef that can take down Bobby Flay.
This isn't only a rematch for you guys. When we were together last time, Bobby beat us also. It's really all gonna come down to what you guys did with the portobello mushroom to make it the star of the dish. Natasha, tell us a little bit about your dish.
I made a portobello mushroom stewed with sour cream and onions, a poached egg on top, with a crostini, tempura on the side, and a little bit of a pickled blackberry.
Great job here. Wonderful use of the mushroom. It's very rounded from the sour cream with the onion. It's very much a meal.
I think it shows your Eastern European heritage. It really tastes of portobello mushroom. But I have to say, my egg was slightly overpoached, and I think you could have used a touch more salt on the portobello. Michael, tell us a little bit about your dish.
So I made a mushroom salad with watercress and a ginger vinaigrette.
I love when I get a bunch of different peaks into one ingredient. It is an incredible amount of technique, but for as many different mushrooms that are in here, it doesn't taste mushroomy.
I'm tasting a lot of different things. I'm waiting for it to kind of come together because there's a lot that's happening here. With that said, I love how you have the acidity between the vinaigrette and the way you've prepared these mushrooms. I love it.
Thank you.
Clearly, we have two great chefs here. There's a reason that you got a second chance, so we're gonna need a second to talk about it.
Yeah.
Michael used the mushrooms in really innovative ways. But I think Natasha really brought out the portobello flavor. No idea who's gonna win this one.
The person that we chose to beat Bobby Flay is Chef Natasha.
I'm gonna have to go back and explain myself to Alex, and I'll probably be making salads for the rest of my life.
Good job.
Your dish had a lot of guts and a lot of soul, and that's what I love about cooking. And I hope that whatever you pick has a little bit of Eastern European flavor to it.
I have a feeling that Bobby's in trouble.
Yeah. Tasha, congratulations. You're back here for revenge.
And what I'm bringing this time is definitely gonna take you down.
Bring it! What is your signature dish tonight?
My signature dish is pierogies.
Yes! I'm gonna enjoy this. All right, you know the deal here for round 2. Michael and I won't be tasting.
Instead, 3 restaurant pros will be the judges and determine the winner in a blind taste test. Make him cry sour cream, Natasha.
All right, now get cooking.
With about a minute left to go, I'm like, wow, I'm actually gonna get these plated. Pierogi on the plate, lobster sauce, some bacon, some fresh tarragon. It has that licorice-like flavor.
For plating, I build with the sour cream sauce, put my pierogies on top, layer that with some caramelized onions and carrots.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Time's up. I went old school here. These are traditional Eastern European flavors. Looking at Bobby's plate, I see one little fried dumpling. I know this dish is good enough to beat Bobby.
Natasha's plate looks beautiful, so my pierogies have to wallop a big amount of flavor in a very small package. Otherwise, I have no shot.
Congratulations. That was really impressive, both of you.
Thank you.
Now the moment of truth. It is time to meet your judges. We have the chef owner of Ed's Lobster Bar, Ed McFarland. Next up, the owner of Vesalka, Tom Burchard. And the editor of Tokeland, Andrew Friedman. All right, judges, as you guys know, this is a blind taste test. So start with the first dish in front of you.
I like the combination of the chicken liver and the potato. I may actually have to steal that.
It's sort of almost like a home cooking style. This sour cream and dill and onion and carrot stew goes really nicely together. But the pierogies were a little greasy.
Overall, it was a great idea to do the chicken liver, but I think that there needed to be a little more pop to the dish.
All right, judges, if you guys could please switch your plates and taste the next dish.
This one has a little more of a refined presentation. I really love the sauce.
I really like texture of the dough. The only thing I miss is a little more lobster in the filling of the pierogi.
The filling lacked lobster flavor, but the lobster sauce on the outside with the subtle use of tarragon is really nice.
It's kind of hard to rate them against each other. The first one had sort of rustic flavors and textures, and this one I felt had really over-the-top precision and refinement to it.
All right, judges, it's that time. You guys need to vote.
I made a real pierogi. Anyone's ever had pierogies, that's a pierogi.
Well, I got the dough right, but they're giving me a hard time about the flavor of my filling. But, you know, Natasha's dish didn't pop enough, so maybe I have a shot.
And the winner of today's rematch is Chef Bobby Flay.
For me, it boils down to which dish would I order. It's definitely this one.
Thank you.
Even though I didn't get redemption, I know I did my Russian people proud and my Cleveland people proud.
Tonight is payback time. 2 contenders that have tried to take me down before are back for another shot. Pressure's on. Here to referee tonight's rematch, author and TV host Daphne Oz.
Oh, Bobby Flay.
And co-host of The Kitchen, Jeffrey Zakarian.
Hey, how are you?
Daphne, we know each other from the TV business. And I've known Jeffrey for 25 years, just being chefs in New York. But now they're both here for redemption of their own. Welcome back.
I'm glad to be here. I lost last time with Michael Simon.
So now you got rid of Michael and you brought in the big guns.
I actually lost last time also, so 2 negatives are gonna equal a positive thing.
We're gonna win. Enough suspense. What do you guys got today?
Well, Bobby, he beat you once as a sous chef on Iron Chef, but failed to beat you here. Please welcome the chef and owner of Trey Cooking Concepts, Trey Wilcox.
Everybody's taking my head off.
You and our next contender share a passion for Latin cuisine, but his ultimate passion is still to take you down. Welcome back, the executive chef and owner of Ceviche, Anthony Lamas.
Welcome back, you guys. I know you're both here to take me down, but you first must go through each other. So you're gonna have 20 minutes to make an ingredient of my choice, the star of your dish. And that ingredient is kale.
Not what I was expecting. I do have a kale salad on my menu, but would a salad work on a competition like this?
To me, kale kind of just tastes like grass. It makes me feel like a horse.
This kale dish you make better be a knockout. Daphne and Jeffrey are gonna taste it, and they'll decide which one of you two go up against me in the next round. You only have 20 minutes. It's all about the kale. Make it happen.
I'm gonna do a bacon braised kale with a seared scallop, and I'm gonna do like a sorghum and chipotle glaze to give it a little sweetness and a little bit of spice.
What are you making, man?
I'm gonna do a little kale quinoa apple salad with a little kale pesto.
3.5 minutes remaining.
The clock's ticking down. To add a little acidity, I'm making a dressing with feta cheese, olive oil, and yellow heirloom tomatoes.
Interesting stuff going on over here. Trey has the kale that he put with some apples and the quinoa.
But there's no protein.
No protein in it.
50 seconds to go.
I pull my kale chips out of the fryer, and they're perfect. I start plating my braised kale with the bacon, the scallop, and that sorghum glaze, and then I add kale chips.
The kale pesto is already on the plate, so now I'm adding my kale quinoa apple salad.
Let's go, Trey. Let's go, Anthony.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I look over at Trey's dish, and I think that mine's a little bit more complex.
All right, you guys, Jeffrey and I are here because we want to see one of you come back from defeat and take Bobby Flay down.
Trey, let's start with you first.
I did a kale quinoa apple salad with a little kale pesto on the side.
Bringing a salad together without a protein is a really bold idea, but I think you accomplished it. The apples and the feta were great. I love quinoa, but I needed something a bit more crunchy, maybe a crouton or something.
There's some of the acid that I'm missing in this dish. I taste a lot of oil and less acid, and I like that kale pesto. It showcases the kale nicely, and it's a different presentation of it. But overall, I think there could have been more vinegar or lemon juice or whatever you'd chosen to use as your acid.
Pesto can be tricky because it's an oil-based component, but I know that I've done everything to make this kale shine and be the star.
So Anthony, what is your dish today?
I have some bacon braised kale, seared scallop, a little bit of chipotle and sorghum, and kale chip.
The splash of apple cider vinegar in the sauté made the sweetness and the savory come together really nicely. I thought it was cool that you had the sauté of the kale and that fry there too, but the kale chip was a little oily for my taste.
Very flavorful. I like the sorghum. It really balances well, especially with the bacon. For me, my scallop is overcooked.
I probably should have watched those scallops a little bit closer because of that little scallop. I might be going home.
The chef that will be moving on to beat Bobby Flay and take him down with no mercy is Chef Anthony.
I didn't beat Bobby Flay the second time around, but it's definitely a dish that I'm proud of.
Kale, yeah!
Anthony, we think you are our champion to take Bobby Flay down because of the variety that we saw in this dish without any one thing becoming overpowering.
You used real complex ingredients here in a very simple way, but it worked.
I'm here to take the win this time. I'm focused.
Anthony, congratulations and welcome back.
Great to be back, Chef.
Last time we had to go around, it was shrimp and grits. Why don't you let me know what our rematch is gonna be? What's your signature dish today?
My signature dish? Moqueca.
Mo who?
Moqueca.
I've never made moqueca before.
Coconut, seafood stew.
Keep going.
Don't help him.
What else is in there?
All right, you guys know the deal. To be fair, Jeffrey and I cannot be the judges of this epic battle.
Instead, we're gonna bring in 3 culinary experts who are gonna do a blind taste test. You have 45 minutes, and your time starts
now.
I've left the mussels for last because those are gonna be the easiest thing to overcook.
All right, you guys, let's hear it for Anthony. Anthony.
So I add those into a pan, put my coconut broth in there, and let the broth kind of open them up. And then the last thing I want to do is add a little bit of texture to the rice. So I grab some macadamia nuts and toast them in the oven.
And Anthony has tons of experience making this dish, so I'm sure it's gonna be a spectacular presentation and taste fantastic. So I need to make sure that mine stacks up. I start with the halibut and the shrimp, then I put the broth with the crab, and then I top it with crispy rice and some fresh basil.
I start to plate my halibut, mussels, scallops, and salmon. Add my shrimp, then I pour that beautiful broth right over the top.
It's not in the painting. It's a masterpiece.
I got 3 boys at home that told me, Daddy, you gotta beat Bobby Flay this time. So these are for my boys right here.
Bobby, you're sweating. He's plating. What's going on? 30 seconds remaining right here.
I scoop my rice with the chopped macadamia nuts and green onion into small bowls.
10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You just barely finished, huh?
I know.
Anthony's presentation far surpasses mine. Mine is much simpler, but I love the contrast of textures, so I hope that they like it.
I feel great about my dish. That seafood is cooked perfectly. I feel like the flavors are there. I think I just beat Bobby Flay.
Bobby, Anthony, you guys turned out some gorgeous plates.
And now it is time to meet the judges. We have the chef owner of The Little Beat, Franklin Becker, cookbook author and chef, Lourdes Castro, and chef and restaurateur, Julian Medina. Judges, is a blind taste test. Bon appetit.
The seafood was very well cooked. It was moist. The rice I really like a lot for some texture, and it was just really well done.
For me, the dish is very rich, but the broth I find to be a little bit too coconutty.
Visually, to start off with, I think it's very pleasing. Given how well each fish was cooked and how well executed it was, to do it in only 45 minutes was remarkable. But a little bit of fieriness would have been nice to balance it off.
It comes down to this darn spice. I knew I could have added a little bit more, but from my first experience, I refrained. Shame on me.
If you would please switch your plates, we'll try dish number 2.
The fish was cooked perfectly. The broth really tasted of the seafood and really was a successful dish.
I'm gonna be honest, when I first saw the dish, I wasn't too impressed. But then when I tasted it, the crunchy rice added really nice texture to the dish. The sweetness of the corn balanced really nicely with the fieriness of the broth. But a little bit of salt overall, I think, would have kind of lifted it up and balanced out that fieriness.
The dish was spicy, but it was very well balanced. Although the halibut needed a little bit more of seasoning.
All right, judges, it is that time. We're gonna vote.
There's no clear-cut winner here. Anthony's presentation was spectacular. But it's not just about presentation. It's gonna all come down to taste.
The judges have voted.
And the winner is Bobby Flay, taking home the gold.
Bobby, I think that really crunchy rice took it to another level. The texture made all the difference.
Thank you very much.
Unfortunately, after 2 tries, I didn't take down Bobby Flay.
I have a feeling there's gonna be a lot more tricks than treats tonight. Please welcome Simon Majumdar and Debbie Mazar.
We're going, Deb. It's me. It's Deb. Yeah.
What do you like about Halloween?
My children eat so much candy and they bounce off the walls. I hate Halloween.
Have you guys done this together?
My very first episode of Iron Chef, she was my co-judge.
And you won.
And it's been festering ever since. Today's the day. Halloween nightmare time, I think it's going to be.
Spooky.
Meet executive pastry chef of Party of 2 restaurant group, Justin Burke Sampson.
Please welcome the executive pastry chef of On 20, Tommy Giuliano.
Happy Halloween. So Debbie and Simon have bet all of their Halloween candy on one of you guys beating me tonight. But first, you must go through each other. You'll have 20 minutes to make a single ingredient of my choice the star of your dish. And that ingredient is a common Halloween candy flavor, coconut.
I am thrilled. You can roast it, toast it, and I'm gonna crush this.
I was expecting something horrible. Eyeballs or bugs.
Remember, it's these guys behind me that you need to wow, because they'll taste and decide which one of you goes up against me in round 2. All right, guys, ready? Go.
Justin, tell me what you're doing, apart from running away from me. I know it's Halloween, but I'm not even wearing a costume.
I'm making some donuts.
Oh, donuts?
Yeah.
Donuts.
That'll be hard to do in 20 minutes.
I'm making a toasted coconut donut with a coconut glaze. 20 minutes is not enough time to make a yeast-based donut, so I'm gonna take a little detour and make a cake donut.
Bread. Are we talking French toast here?
Yeah, I'm gonna do coconut tres leches, French toast.
Ooh, I like that.
Tres leches is a cake that we soak in 3 milks. So what I'm gonna do is coconut milk, milk, and cream.
Some really good recipes here. Thanks, chefs.
I decide to toast the coconut flakes to add a crunchy component.
I think Bobby's gonna have a lot of trouble today.
I want to add another layer of coconut, so I'm making a glaze with powdered sugar, whole milk, and sweetened coconut.
3 minutes left.
I check out my coconut flakes in the oven. They're past the point of no return.
I definitely smell burning.
Uh-oh.
Throw some more in the oven. I'm just hoping that I can finish.
1 minute, you guys.
I put a little glaze on each plate and put the donuts on top of that.
I start plating the French toast and then the blueberries.
I shave some bittersweet chocolate on top of the donuts just to top it off.
30 seconds.
I check out my coconut flakes in the oven and relieved. They're nice and lightly toasted.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Simon and I are here today to find the right chef who could take down Bobby Flay.
He needs a Halloween nightmare. Chef Justin, tell us what you made.
Toasted coconut donut with a sweetened coconut glaze.
Being able to do that in 20 minutes is miraculous.
I love how you infuse the coconut into the donut. It's a little cakey, but the texture just seems perfect with the crunchiness on the outside.
Thank you.
But this glaze, it is incredibly sweet. I actually feel like my teeth are dissolving. Tommy, what did you make?
Coconut tres leches French toast with compressed blueberries.
It's very gourmet. I wish that my Sundays at home had this kind of presentation.
Thank you.
The coconut, I almost wish it was a bit stronger.
I love the blueberries. It's an unexpected twist with the coconut. I am slightly disappointed in the texture. You do want that little crunch on the outside, but it has become more puddingy.
I think Justin took a huge risk making a donut, but Tommy had a really elegant and composed dish.
And the chef to move forward is Chef Justin.
I came here to prove that pastry chefs are capable chefs, and even though I didn't win, I'm still proud of my dish.
Good job.
Despite the fact I didn't like your glaze, the donut was so sensational.
You're gonna need all those fabulous skills to beat Bobby Flay. I mean, he doesn't have the best baking skills, but...
All right, take it easy. So, Justin, I'm not really a pastry chef. Now, I'm hoping that you say fish tacos. What's your signature dish tonight?
My signature dish is pumpkin trifle.
Oh, yes.
Big English dessert.
Would you like to take my place?
This is going to be too much fun to watch. Debbie and I can't be the judges for this round, so instead we're bringing in 3 impartial experts for a blind taste test.
They'll taste and decide which one they like the best. You'll have 45 minutes, and your 45 minutes starts right now.
Probably needs a little more in there.
Oh, no.
I saw that.
But what else is going on? Have you got cake cooked?
Another minute.
Another minute.
Yeah.
Seriously, Bobby knows how to make sauces.
5 minutes.
I pull the cake out, and it seems like it's baked. Big time relief.
So I check on my cream, and it's perfect, so I'm ready to start building the layers. I put chopped cookies on the bottom of the trifle, and I grab the pumpkin mousse, and I start to pipe it. But consistency is really heavy, but I just have to roll with it. I grab the apples, and I start plating them, and then I put in the cream.
3 minutes, guys.
Finally getting to plate. So I start with the espresso cream, then I sprinkle some chocolate-covered espresso, and then some of the cranberries, blackberries, and then the pumpkin bread and caramel sauce.
They're both going to do individual trifles. So Bobby's got beautiful glass bowls, and Justin's got almost like little wine glasses.
Right.
So I'm very interested to see what he does with it.
30 seconds.
Now I need to plate the cayenne caramel corn.
10,
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
Bobby.
Great job. Great job.
Beautiful.
Bobby, Justin, I want to congratulate you both on a job well done.
And now I'd like to introduce you to your judges. From Cooking Channel's Unique Sweets, Paulette Goto. Celebrity pastry chef and author, Johnny Uzzini. And the pastry chef at Lafayette, Jen Yi. Judges, this is a blind taste test, so I'd like you to start with the first dish in front of you.
It's a beautiful composition.
Right away, you're smacked in the face with pumpkin, so immediately it's a success. What's special about this dessert is resisting the urge to put too much sugar in here.
I loved the fresh apples in with the pumpkin, and the popcorn was a really fun, playful idea, but overall, it's a lot of work to eat to get down there to get everything.
The pumpkin mousse and the cream are quite dense together. I wish I could get a little more texture.
All right, judges, please try the second dish.
It's really pretty. It's kind of like jewelry in a cup. I love the tang and the crispness of the fruits that are used in here, but I think a little bit too much espresso was used in this. It's kind of overpowering the entire pumpkin flavored notes in here.
I love the first bite that I take, you get hit with a little bit of that booze, and you can pick up everything in one spoonful. You don't have to work for it.
It has an enormous amount of texture and flavors. There's a cool cake texture. We got different acidity levels from the cooked fruit, but it's too sweet.
All right, judges, you must vote on the dish that you like the best.
Bobby's dish lacks pumpkin flavor, so feeling confident.
Maybe my pumpkin trifle had a little bit more espresso than pumpkin, but I'm proud of my components and textures. I think it eats really well.
And the winner is... Chef Bobby Flay.
Chefs, in the end, this one may have exhibited more pumpkin, but this dish has kept finding different flavors, different textures, which is the reason why we ended up choosing it. So thank you, chefs. Thank you.
Here to put me under fire are two resident judges of CHOP, Amanda Freitag and Jeffrey Zakarian. I've known Jeffrey for 25 years, just being in the chef world. And I competed against Amanda and Iron Chef.
How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Ready. Many, many years ago, we battled, and I lost by
an Iron Chef.
point. I have a little redemption that I want.
You gotta talk to him. You come here a lot.
Because I don't win, you want me here so that you can keep winning.
Exactly. So who you got for me tonight?
Our first contender, as the former chef of the Boston Red Sox, is no stranger to competition. Please welcome Nookie Postal.
Cooking in Moscow and the Philippines, there's no cuisine this contender can't master. Give it up for Tim Freeman.
Nookie, Tim, welcome. I know you guys are both here to take me down tonight, but first, you must go through each other. So you guys will have 20 minutes to make an ingredient of my choice to starve your dish. And that ingredient is... peanuts.
I like peanuts, but 20 minutes really isn't a whole lot of time to make them the star of the dish. Peanuts are great. You can go sweet with them, or you can go savory with them. The only thing that are really bad about them is if they kill you.
Amanda and Jeffrey are gonna taste your dishes, and they'll decide which one of you goes up against me in round 2. Think fast and focus on the peanut. Go.
I'm making Thai-style shrimp with coconut, chilies, and peanuts. I'm making grilled prawns with a Korean chili paste and a quick Thai peanut sauce.
Okay, guys. You know, Tim's peanut sauce is delicious. It's got some bright flavors. And Nookie, he has a plan. He has shrimp sauteed with the mushrooms. But my Takis are strong. They're super earthy. I think the peanuts might get lost.
I want this sauce to be light and fresh. I add a little bit of coconut milk, ginger, cilantro, chilies, and my peanut butter. It's a very harmonious dish. Everything's working together, so I'm feeling good. I got this.
Not staring at you, just checking out the clock. Not a creeper.
I only need 3 minutes for these prawns to cook, so I'm gonna put them on the grill straight away. The char is gonna be really nice against the peanut sauce. I'm ready to plate. I've got the maitake mushrooms and shrimp. I drizzle over a little bit of sauce, and I top it with a little bit of chopped peanuts and chilies. I put down my peanut sauce and prawns and pour a little bit of gochujang on top just to add a little bit more punch. And then I garnish the dish with deep fried peanuts.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
well, it looks good. I think it's a winning dish.
Okay, chefs, we really need one of you to beat Bobby.
It's gonna come down to what you both did to make the peanuts the star. Chef Nookie, what do you have for us?
Got a Thai-style shrimp with coconut, chilies, and peanuts.
The shrimp is cooked well, and you got some good flavor into the sauce. I like the lightness of it, but I don't taste the peanut as much as I would like to.
I like this dish a lot. The sauce is really well balanced. I love the way you made the peanut butter and then folded it into the sauce. It really works. But the mushrooms are very big flavor, and it sort of takes it away from the dish. I think the dish would have been much better without the mushrooms. Chef Tim, tell us what you made.
I made grilled prawns and a Korean chili paste with a quick Thai peanut sauce.
On the shrimp, you have the gochujang.
I do.
It's definitely got some heat.
Yeah.
But you found a way to develop a lot of flavor in that sauce. The peanut flavor in here is very rich and deep, but something to lighten that up would have been nice.
I like the cooking of the shrimp, and there's a lot of flavor there, but I would have liked the sauce incorporated into the shrimp. I'm not getting them together.
They're both very skilled, and both used peanuts in a good way, so see what happens.
The chef that will be moving forward to beat Bobby Flay is Tim Freeman.
I came here to prove that I can compete with the best, and although I lost, I'm proud of what I did.
Tim, we chose you because we thought that the depth of flavor here is exactly what's needed to beat this gentleman next to you. So don't change anything.
Gotcha.
Tim, congratulations.
Thank you.
Seemed like you had a good hold on things.
Do this every day, man.
So you feel like you're taking me down?
Money in the bank.
Well, why don't we get to it? What's your signature dish?
My signature dish is pad thai.
Oh my God.
Thai pasta.
To keep an even playing field, Jeffrey and I will not be choosing the winner for this round.
Instead, 3 food experts are standing by to do a blind taste test.
You have 45 minutes, and your time starts now. 13 minutes, 45 seconds. Wow.
So, Chef, what's happening?
So completely different in those 2 kitchens. Tim's process is really about cooking each ingredient properly, so the shrimp are going in first. You know, Bobby also has that same technique, but his ingredients look completely different. He has some intense flavors. He has these preserved radishes. They are
funky.
Funky.
So I heard Bobby's taking everybody out to lunch today. Is that true?
He's good. The minutes keep flying by, so I start building the dish. Pork fat, some noodles, and I coat the noodles with some of the sauce.
He's doing the Italian toss in the wok.
Then I add the shrimp, tofu, preserved radish, chives, scrambled eggs, and bean sprouts. I also want a little chili flavor in there, so I add some Calabrian chilies.
What part of Thailand do they use Calabrian chilies?
Calabria. That's not in Thailand?
Should we start cooking?
I'm mixing everything into the wok, and I'm adding dried shrimp for the umami flavor, which is a really nice, bittery flavor. Next, I add my shrimp, my bean sprouts, my pad thai sauce, and my noodles.
I think we picked a good candidate. Tim is frying peanuts again.
Again, very smart.
I could use with a cold beer.
Bobby Flay has a nice-looking pad thai over there, too.
I plate the pad thai, I put a little more of the tamarind sauce, and then the peanuts and chives.
I could have cooked the rice noodles a little bit longer, but the clock is ticking down. So with just seconds left, I crack an egg and start scrambling the egg.
10 seconds, come on.
9, 4, 3.
That was rough, man.
I look over at Bobby's dish, and it looks good, but it just doesn't look as good as mine.
Bobby, Tim, incredible round to watch, very intense. Now it's time to meet your judges.
The culinary director of Boca di Bacco, Kristen Seleni. The chef owner of Talde, Dale Talde. And best-selling cookbook author, Candice Kumai.
Judges, as you know, this is a completely blind taste test, so please start with the first plate in front of you.
I love the colors that are coming through this. I love the sauce, great kick to it. A great addition was that crunchy fried peanut, but I feel like the garnish were just kind of thrown on top. I would have loved to see that incorporated in.
I love how unconventional it is. Really explosive, bright, fresh flavors, and tons of umami, but the shrimp were a little tough for my taste.
The one thing that really stood out was the great balance of flavors in the sauce, and the acidity was amazing, but the noodles should have been well done.
Okay, judges, if you will, would you switch out your plates?
This dish is more representative of what pad thai traditionally is. The shrimp were cooked very well, and the texture was nailed, but if I was able to squirt some lime on it, it would be better.
I like the incorporation of the tofu and the egg mixed in, but I'm really missing that heat factor, so I feel it was almost on the bland side.
Great job on the noodles, and nice balance of flavors, but the sweetness level overpowers the entire dish.
All right, judges, it's that time. We have to vote.
I think I got the fundamentals down, but we've made two very different versions of pad thai. I'm not sure how this is gonna pan out.
The judges have voted.
And the winner is... Chef Tim! Good job.
Holy crap, I just beat Bobby Flay.
Congratulations, Chef Tim. The flavor that you put in there and the kickback that I got, that's really what won me over.
Thank you.
Here to bet against me tonight are two of my favorite friends, Katie Lee and Alex Guanacelli. Alex is a chef in New York and one of the judges on Chopped. And then Katie is also one of the hosts of The Kitchen on Food Network. What's up, girls?
Are we really some of your favorite friends?
Yeah, really?
Today you are.
Expiration date on friendship. See how it is, like old milk.
All right, guys, what do you got for me tonight?
Bobby, this contender has been called the Julia Child of Puerto Rico.
Really?
Meet Giovanna Hickey.
Bobby, this Texas belle is here to prove it's never too late to do what you love. Meet Jennifer Basil.
We got two saucy ladies in the house.
You're in trouble tonight.
Giovanna, Jennifer, welcome. I think you've already taken the crowd away from me, so way to start.
That's not the only thing.
Take it easy, Giovanna. Katie and Alex here have one mission, that's to get me beat. But first, you must go through each other. You'll have 20 minutes to make an ingredient of my choice, the star of your dish. And that ingredient is chicken thighs.
I love chicken thighs, but how are you gonna present them pretty in 20 minutes?
I cook with chicken thighs quite a bit, so I've got this.
Watch the clock. 20 minutes goes very fast. Ready? Go.
I'm making chicharrón de pollo.
I am making spicy fried chicken with chimichurri pesto and a bell pepper tomato salsa.
I'm worried about delicious chimichurri over here with chicken ceviche. That's my concern.
I'm gonna go find out what's going on over there.
Put it in the oven, girl.
We've got 5 minutes. Now, that chicken, are you putting it back in the fryer or in the oven? Do you think it's
Probably
done?
should put it in the oven. I was gonna let it rest for just a little bit. The last thing I want to do is serve raw chicken to anybody. I'm gonna put it in the oven and hope for the best.
Giovanna, what's that?
You can try it.
Wow, it's got a little heat.
Well, if I have to beat Bobby Flay, I have to have some heat.
What's the sauce called that you're making?
Ahili mohili.
Say what? Less than 2 minutes left. You might want to think about plating.
For the last thing, I'm making a tomato and sweet onion avocado salsa.
I diced up the tomato and the bell pepper for the salsa, drizzle it with olive oil, and season it with salt and pepper.
90 seconds to go.
Now I'm plating. First, the sauce. A spoonful of the salsa, the chicken, and then the chicharrón.
Ay, Dios mío!
I put the chimichurri down first, then I put the fried chicken down. I cover that with the salsa.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Alex and I are here to find the one chef who can beat Bobby Flay.
And it's all gonna come down to what one of you did to these chicken thighs to make it the star of your dish. Chef Jennifer, tell us what you made.
a spicy fried chicken with a chimichurri pesto and tomato and pepper salsa.
Your chicken is not overcooked. It's lovely. I think the breading has a lot of punch. That being said, your chicken itself is under-seasoned.
I agree. There needs to be more salt on the chicken. Okay. But I really like the chimichurri. There's a lot of spice to it. So I think all in all, it was a really pretty looking dish.
I'm really worried because I forgot to taste the chicken. I hope that the seasoning that I put in the breading is enough to pull me through.
Giovanna, tell us what you made.
I did chicharrón de pollo with ajili mojili, a little bit of avocado, tomatoes, and sweet onions.
I think the flavors that you developed in 20 minutes are tremendous. But I don't think you did this ingredient any favors by the way you made it look.
It wasn't very visually appealing, but the chicken's cooked really nicely, and I like the crispy chicken skin, so there's a lot of different textures going on.
I'm very nervous, but I'm just hoping the judges only look at the flavor and don't take the presentation into consideration that much.
The person who will be going up against Bobby Flay is Chef Giovanna.
I'm proud of the dish that I put out. I just held my own against someone that's been cooking for 40 years, and I've cooked for 5. That just goes to show you that I am as good as the best of the best.
Giovanna, I think this dish came down to seasoning, and that's really what won it for you.
But your dish didn't look like much. A few false eyelashes and some stilettos on something that's really great never hurt anybody.
Okay.
Giovanna, congratulations. How do you feel?
Great. I can't wait to tell you what I have for you today. Prepare yourself.
That's not good. All right, Giovanna, what's your signature dish?
My signature dish is shrimp mofongo.
It's plantains, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's basically what I know about it.
Sounds like you got a handle on this.
I've never made this dish before. I know it's green plantains that you fry and then smash, and obviously it's got shrimp on it.
Oh, I'm so happy that we picked you.
Yeah, you are sweating this.
This is gonna be hard for me.
Alex and I will not be judging round 2. Instead, 3 culinary pros will partake in a blind taste test.
You will have 45 minutes. Giovanna, crush that guy. Your time starts right now.
I like the plantains by hand versus the food processor.
So do I.
I think you run the risk of the starch just getting too gummy.
3 minutes and 10 seconds left.
With the few minutes that I have left, I'm sauteing the shrimp, trying to get a good sear.
I just sauteed them shrimp with some cumin and some salt and pepper.
Giovanna gonna start plating soon?
We want you to beat Bobby.
I want to be.
This is it, the last 50 seconds.
I grab store-bought chicharrones, smash them, and then I start plating my dish. I just put a little bit of the mofongo mixture, some of the green sauce, the chicharrones, and then I put some pickled red onions over it, shrimp, and then the avocado and oregano relish.
Start plating the mofongo. Then I get the shrimp, then I put the sauce towards the shrimp, then I put some arugula on top.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I got all the components I wanted done. I mean, I think it tastes good. Let's just see if I get dinged for authenticity. Good job. Beautiful.
Congratulations, both of you, for finishing the round. And now I'd like to introduce you to your judges. The chef and owner of Budatai and Casalola, Roberto Trevino. Chef and cookbook author, Aaliyah Licon. And the chef and co-founder of Mighty Quinn's Barbecue, Hugh Mangum.
Judges, this is a blind taste test, so please start with the dish right in front of you.
The sofrito sauce is like on the money. Also, the arugula salad, I think, is a nice touch, really refreshing. But I'm finding the texture of the mofongo just to be a little too dense. Maybe it was used in a food processor and maybe not a mortar and pestle.
This is a really balanced dish. I think what I really liked was the sauce. But I love hard sears on shrimp. I kind of wish there was more of a seared flavor to the shrimp.
It was presented beautifully. The shrimp itself has a nice sweetness, but I got some grit in my shrimp. It hasn't been cleaned, it's not deveined.
Judges, please dig into your second dish.
The
balance on this is just overwhelming. You've got this amazing tomatillo salsa, which is like this really nice high note. The pickled onions kind of add that acid. The only negative I would say at this point, the shrimp had probably gone over a little bit, so they were a little bit chewy.
The texture in this dish is incredible. The mofongo is tender, but it's still crispy. The only thing that I would say, oregano can be really bitter in large quantities, and I have a lot of oregano on here. I find it really bitter.
The mofongo's really tasty, and it's not as dense as the other one, but the spice kind of threw me off a little bit. Traditionally, you wouldn't get mofongo with spice.
Bobby's dish didn't look like the traditional version, but I'm very nervous because they're liking Bobby's mofongo. So I'm just hoping that my flavors can pull me through.
The winner of the shrimp mofongo battle is Bobby Flay.
Chef Giovanna, in the end, I think my decision went with this mofongo just because it was, to me, with the texture, it really works well, as opposed to this one that was just a little too dense. Pero el sofrito estaba money.
Even though I lost, I still proved that you can always come back to your profession.
Happy Thanksgiving, guys. I hope you're ready for a feast. And my guest of honor tonight, Chefs Michael Simon and Jeffrey Zakarian.
Boom! You're in trouble, buddy. Is your favorite part of Thanksgiving the actual meal or the midnight snack, the cold turkey sandwich?
I'm in bed by 7:30 on Thanksgiving. I can't keep my eyes open.
Yeah, it's tough. I watched his Thanksgiving special last year. I haven't been invited yet, but I
Yeah, you
watched
didn't
it.
make the cut. There was only 20 of us.
Last time I was there, I did all the work.
You did nothing. All right, so what are you turkeys bringing in here tonight?
Our first contender took down Mr. Zakarian on Iron Chef America. Please welcome Jeff Haskell.
Our next contender might come from a small town, but he has big creds. Chef Nick Raybar.
Happy Thanksgiving, guys. Jeffrey and Michael have one job to do, and that's to get me beat. But first, you guys have to go through each other. You're gonna have 20 minutes to make an ingredient of my choice, the star of your dish. And that ingredient is acorn squash.
Acorn squash is dense, and to cook it in 20 minutes, I'm like, mind blown.
I love working with acorn squash. It's a perfect star ingredient for Thanksgiving.
Don't forget, these guys will be tasting your dish and deciding which one of you goes up against me in round 2. Thanksgiving in 20 minutes, go.
I'm making a puree with the acorn squash, and I'm gonna serve it with a scallop and a brown butter pomegranate sauce.
I'm making an acorn squash latke with a whole grain mustard aioli.
Squash is delicious, but is this gonna be the star of the plate, right?
We're gonna try to make it the star of the plate.
Good job. Mr. Providence, what are those, latkes?
Yes.
Don't burn them, because you have 4.
Next, my bacon jam. I've got bacon, apricots, honey, and a little bit of apple cider vinegar. Come on, we got a better rule than that.
I love the flavors of that. Excellent.
Thank you very much.
Excellent.
5 minutes.
The apricot bacon jam is very good. The unctuous have a lot of flavor, but I'm worried about the latkes being too dense.
I think it's hard for them to cook evenly.
Right.
Jeff's puree is delicious, but I'm a little concerned about Jeff doing scallops. That could easily overwhelm the acorn squash. 3 minutes, oh my God.
So on the plate, I have the acorn squash puree, seared scallop on top, and then I sauce with the guanciale brown butter sauce and the pomegranate seeds.
I think they both look really good. Obviously, very, very good cooks. 1 minute.
So on my plate, I start with the whole grain mustard aioli, top that with the latke, and they're looking perfect. And then I top with the bacon jam. Let's go, let's go, let's go!
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I was able to showcase some different flavors and techniques.
I know I'm delivering a great dish, but I look over at Jeff's dish, it looks a little more refined, so it's any chef's game right now.
All right, guys, Bobby's very confident when it comes to Thanksgiving. So we want to see someone take him down on his favorite holiday.
Jeff, tell us what we have here.
Acorn squash puree with seared sea scallop, guanciale, pomegranate, brown butter.
I was worried about overcooking the scallop, but it's cooked really well. The squash has a finesse to it.
You know, I typically am not a huge fan of pomegranate, but in this case, I think that texturally it added a lot to the dish. I am a sucker for guanciale and brown butter. I think that adds a nice element, but I think it's a touch salty.
But if you asked me what the star of the dish was, it's fighting the squash a bit. So Nick, tell us what you made.
I made a acorn squash latke with whole grain mustard aioli and an apricot bacon jam.
I like what you did with a latke. I think that's very creative. But I would like it a little thinner and crisper. Just get a bit more caramel out of it. And I think that bacon jam with the apricots is a very good idea.
Mine has nice texture and crunch, which shows you like me more, Jeffrey, which I appreciate very much. I did like the bacon jam on top. I think it gave it a sweet, salty note. Really interesting way to handle an ingredient like this. I think it made it the star of the plate, but the aioli added a bitter note to the dish.
So Nick really had great technique, did a really great job, but Jeff's puree, I wouldn't have thought of that. I don't know who's gonna win this.
We could only pick one person to take down Bobby Flay on Thanksgiving. And the chef we chose is Nick.
I have no regrets. I'm happy with my dish. I showcased the flavors that I wanted to showcase.
Good job. We just think that you went another level into the squash. That edge right there is what we're looking for.
Going against Bobby in this next round, you need that same kind of focus.
Thank you, guys.
Nick, congratulations.
Thank you, Bobby.
Think you're ready to take me down?
I think I'm ready.
What is your signature dish?
As much as I love Thanksgiving dinner, I'm also a big fan of the leftovers. So,
my man,
in the spirit of Thanksgiving, my signature dish is open-faced turkey sandwich.
Ah, that's a tough one. You cook with big flavors, which I love. If I just do a nice dish, I'm gonna lose. I gotta do a mean dish.
You gotta get mean, baby.
Yeah.
Nick, I think the good news is he falls asleep at 7 on Thanksgiving Day, so maybe he'll just pass out.
Good cooking, down he goes.
I'm not doing that.
Jeffrey and I can't judge this round.
Instead, we're gonna bring in 3 food experts.
They're gonna choose the dish they like the best.
45 minutes, let's go. Nick, make sure you taste and make sure there's a textural element on top.
Doing just fine.
I think he needs some crunch.
Something to bust it.
I know the special guests are a little concerned, but I got this, no worries.
Crack a pepper.
I'm not succumbing to the pressure, I'm holding my dish.
4 minutes.
Time plate. I slather some of the maple ginger butter on top, layer some of the jerk rub turkey on there, the green onion gravy, and then the cranberry mango relish.
It's time to start building this open-faced turkey sandwich. First, I start with the biscuit. Next, I'm grabbing the cream kale. Turkey goes on. Then I'm gonna top it with the white gravy. And last but not least, to garnish, I have some celery leaves. And I'm gonna pour on a little bit of that cranberry butter right around the outside. Thanks, everybody.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good job. I think that Nick's looks really good. It's gravy, biscuits, turkey, and all the other things that go for Thanksgiving.
I'm looking at my dish, and it's a little more traditional than what I see going on over in Bobby's camp, but I like that about it.
Congratulations, Nick and Bobby, an amazing job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's meet the judges. First, we have the president of the James Beard Foundation, Susan Ungaro. Next up, the owner and executive chef at Delicatessen, Chef Michael Ferraro. And the chef owner of Birds and Bubbles, Sarah Simmons.
So judges, as you know, this is a blind taste test. So if you could please dig into the first open-faced turkey sandwich in front of you.
I like the use of kale. I think it is surprisingly light on the heavy dish. As a Southerner, I appreciate anything that's served on a biscuit.
This white gravy is really delicious. What I'm missing is cranberry. This glaze doesn't deliver the hit that I'm looking for.
A little bit of texture would have been really nice, but turkey at Thanksgiving time is the moistness, and I think the chef here got that.
Okay, judges, if you guys could switch your plates and taste the next dish.
What was definitely in this dish that wasn't in the first is that texture. And I got that with the outside of the brioche. The turkey, because of the technique of pan-searing it, it's a little bit more dry than the first one.
The cranberry and mango relish is so bright and so delicious and really gives you that feeling of Thanksgiving. What I'm missing here is the stuffing. I just really want that layer of old second-day stuffing.
I love the brown gravy. I think Thanksgiving isn't Thanksgiving without gravy. There is a lot to be said about trying something new on an old classic.
All right, judges, it's that time. You guys have to pick a winner.
Nick went classic turkey. They kind of beat up a little bit on the cranberries. They actually like my mango and cranberries, but they beat me up on the turkey, so it's sort of up in the air at this point.
Judges have voted.
And the winner is Bobby Flay.
It was a really hard choice in many ways. Clearly, Bobby, this is a dish James Beard would have loved.
Today, I was very proud of the dish I put forward. Bobby got me by that much.
I'm feeling lucky tonight. I hope you guys have my back. Here to rain on my parade tonight is restaurateur Scott Koenig and co-host of the Today Show, Willie Geist. You're applauding for your hair. Scott's done this a dozen times, and I know Willie from doing the Today Show, and now you're here late night. You must be exhausted.
You know what? To beat Bobby, I would do anything. That's why I'm here this late.
There you go. This is your first time here. Take some cues from the assassin over here. What's your record?
Like life, it's like 2 wins and 10 losses.
Well, who do you guys got for me tonight?
Our first contender has worked at top restaurants in the U.S. and in France. From Seattle, Washington, Chef Roy Brayman.
Our next contender runs a restaurant and he teaches inner city kids how to cook. Please welcome from Ridgewood, New Jersey, Vaughn Crenshaw.
I like that end zone dance. Roy, Vaughn, welcome. Scott and Willie are desperate for one of you to crush me tonight. But first, you must go through each other. So you only have 20 minutes to make an ingredient of my choice the star of your dish. And that ingredient is rainbow trout.
Thank God it's fish. In the Pacific Northwest, we have lots of rainbow trout. It's delicious and it's easy to cook.
Jesus, why'd you send me this rainbow trout? It's a very light fish, but it's boring.
Scott and Willie are gonna taste, and they're gonna decide which one of you goes up against me in round 2. So keep your eye on the prize. Ready? Go.
I'm making a seared rainbow trout with fennel confit, crispy guanciale, and artisan mustard.
I'm making a cornmeal and panko crusted trout with arugula salad and pickled red radishes.
Since I'm not doing much to this trout, I want to accent it with lots of herbs. So I'm making herb mustard with basil, parsley, chives.
While my fish is going in the pan, I start with my salad with arugula, red onions, and heirloom cherry tomatoes.
I pull the trout out of the salamander. It's still not quite right, but I have to plate. The fennel confit goes down first, then the crispy guanciale, the mustard, and the trout on top with a little bit of olive oil.
55 seconds.
What the heck happened? Where did the time go? I'm going to the plate with arugula.
Vaughn, is your fish gonna make it? You gotta be on the plate.
Get it on the plate, Vaughn.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
Buzzer beater for Vaughn.
3, 2, 1.
Did he make it? Roy's plate looks pretty sexy, but it's missing texture, contrast.
Chefs, much as we love Bobby, we love even more to watch him lose. So which one of you guys is gonna be the guy to take him down?
Chef Vaughn, tell us what you made here.
That's a cornmeal and panko crusted trout with arugula salad and pickled red radishes.
Fish. It's cooked perfectly. It's beautiful. But there's a lot of salad here. I feel like I've got 2 supporting actors, and the salad is the star of the plate.
The texture is wonderful. The fish is cooked really, really well. Did you put any acid actually in the salad?
No, I only put the acid in the radishes.
I've been looking for them, but there's no actual radishes on my plate.
Chef Roy, what did you make for us here tonight?
A lightly seared trout with fennel confit, crispy guanciale, and artisan mustard.
I like the texture of Chef Vaughn's fish a little bit better, but I think yours has more flavor. I like the mustard. Not too strong, doesn't overwhelm the fish, but it feels like there's a lot of oil left on the plate.
The texture of the fennel is beautiful. I love the acid of the mustard and the fat of the guanciale with the trout, but we have to go looking for those flavors to bring them together. It's not in a single bite.
We have two very different dishes using the same ingredient, so I'm not really sure who's gonna go forward.
The chef who will be moving on to compete against Bobby Flay is Chef Roy.
It's a little heartbreaking, but this isn't the last you see a Chef Vaughn.
Roy, you created some great flavors here. If there's any advice we can give you, please make sure the flavors are big and just a harmonious bite.
You got it.
Roy, congratulations. You took down a tough competitor there.
Thank you.
You feeling nervous about this round?
Not nervous one bit.
Okay. I'm nervous. What's your signature dish today?
My signature dish is Dutch baby pancake.
They're like the popovers, right?
No, it's a souffle pancake.
Okay.
So to keep it fair, Willie and I will not be judging this round. We're gonna bring in 3 industry experts, and they are gonna do a blind taste test.
Gentlemen, you will have 45 minutes. That 45 minutes starts right now.
That's delicious.
I'm just serving this.
Just under 9 minutes left, chefs. Good luck. I'll tell you, Bobby's cooling down the blackberry caramel I just tasted.
How's that?
It's really good.
How's the view in there, Bobby?
I have awesome toppings.
Chefs, under 6 minutes to go.
I pulled the pancakes out because I don't want to overcook them.
The souffle pancake only lasts so long once you take it out of the oven. So I think Bobby pulled his Dutch babies out too soon.
I cooked the pancakes in the skillet, so I'm gonna serve them the same way. It's got that kind of rustic feel. I put some of the minted ricotta in there, then some blackberry caramel, blackberries, and I top it with a little powdered sugar.
I pull the Dutch babies out, and they are perfect. How about my corner? Come alive now, people! So I portion the Dutch babies, put the fromage blanc on each, and finish it with apple vanilla reduction, powdered sugar, and apple blossoms.
10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good job. Roy's looks really good, like something you'd want to eat in the south of France somewhere. But I think my flavor combination is going to bring home the win.
I know I made a great Dutch baby, but Bobby is known for great flavors, so it could go either way.
Roy, Bobby, it's time to meet your judges. First up, the co-owner of the Spotted Pig and the Breslin, Ken Friedman. The chef owner of Anissa Restaurant, Anita Lowe. And the chef owner of the Smith Restaurants, Glenn Harris.
Judges, as you know, this is a blind taste test. Please start with the dish in front of you.
I like this dish a lot. I'm a savory guy, and this is very savory. The fromage blanc, it's salty, but the apples could have been a little bit more caramelized.
I thought this was a beautiful dish. It looks like a Japanese winter scene. I loved the pancake. It was nice and airy and light and crisp at the bottom, but there was a little too much fromage blanc.
The reduction has a good balance of acidity and sweetness, although the fromage blanc is overwhelming.
I put my heart on that plate. I hope that this fromage doesn't cost me the win.
So if you could switch your plate and try the other dish.
First of all, I love that it's served in this cast iron pan. The ricotta creme fraiche, I like the balance of it, but the pancake itself is a little dense for me. You need a little bit of air.
It's a great rustic presentation. I liked the mint in there. It added nice brightness to it. I would have liked a little bit of acid, which I think would have elevated all the other flavors.
Peaches and berries are a great combination. Although the pancake, it needed more crust on it. It just needed to cook hotter. It needed more leavening.
Judges, now is the time you have to take a vote.
It seems like the judges like both of our approaches to this, so I'm not really sure which way it's going to go.
So the judges have voted.
Gentlemen, the winner tonight is Chef Roy.
I think these were both great dishes. You know, it was supposed to be about the Dutch baby, and this Dutch baby was lighter and more delicious than this one.
Yeah. Mom, thank you for everything you've taught me, and I hope you're proud that I'm going home with a win.
All right, you guys ready for the ultimate food fight? Here are two people who love a good fight. Chef Ann Burrell and Chef Spike Mendelsohn. Yeah. So Ann and I have known each other for a long time.
Yeah, the very first episode of Iron Chef America.
Right. But Spike, you haven't been here before.
No, but I see you win so much on television. Your head has just gone way too big, right? I'm actually really excited to watch you lose.
Let's get to this.
Come on out, executive chef of Kieran's in Houston, Texas, Kieran Burma.
That is Beat Bobby Flay material right there. Our next contender went from rock star to culinary star. From Woodstock, New York, executive chef, Rick Orlando.
Kieran, Rick, you guys know how this works. To get to me, you have to go through each other. I'm gonna give you one ingredient, and you'll have 20 minutes to make it the star of your dish. And that ingredient is flat iron steak.
So when I see the flat iron steak, I'm kind of happy. It's not my favorite cut of beef, but I know I can really make it rock.
In Indian cuisine, we don't serve beef. We serve lamb, chicken, seafood, so that's challenging. But I love the challenge.
Spike and Ann behind me will taste and decide which one of you goes up against me in round 2. You have 20 minutes. Make every second count. Go.
I'm making Korean steak lettuce cups with quick kimchi and feta.
Even though I've never worked with flat iron steak, I'm going to make barbecue fajitas with the Indian twist because that's what I do in my restaurant.
Less than 5 minutes. You guys ready to go? Rick, what is going on, man?
I'm going a little Korean.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit it with feta at the end.
That's a bold move.
You wanna beat Bobby Flay?
Yeah, that's all I care about.
Yes.
All right. Kieran, how we doing?
Wonderful.
Yeah? Good looking temperature, right?
Yes.
You have what it takes to be Bobby?
More than that.
More than that.
3 minutes!
Let's go!
Time is going by, and I get really nervous because I'm thinking I have to move faster.
Her knife cuts are a little bit all over the place.
Yeah.
As far as Rick, there's like all sorts of flavors. The kimchi and feta cheese, that might be too much.
Have some faith. I begin slicing the steak against the grain, and I see they're very, very rare, almost raw in the center.
Oh my God, the steak is completely raw.
Is it really raw? I think so.
30 seconds, you guys.
Yikes! I mean, I love a lettuce wrap, but if your steak is raw, it's gonna be a problem.
I'm really hoping that rare steak is better than no steak. And then I drizzle some of the sweet bulgogi marinade on top.
15 seconds!
I'm feeling the pressure. I'm just trying to get everything in my fajitas with lettuce and figs.
10,
9.
And lastly, I add feta cheese to create that spicy, salty, sweet balance.
3, 2, 1.
I look over and there is a lot of steak still on my station. I'm just hoping that I've used enough.
So chefs, it's all about who made the flat iron steak the star of your dish. Chef Rick, what did you make?
I made Korean steak lettuce cups with spicy kimchi and feta cheese because I love the stink on stink, the feta on the kimchi.
Oh, what is so spicy?
Pardon?
A little bit more water?
I mean, all right.
Rick, I love your flavors. Like the balance of the acidity with the sweetness. To me, where you fell short is with your flat iron. It's a little raw, right? You end up like gnawing at it.
I feel like if the steak had been cooked more, it would have been easier to eat and it just like toned down the spice by a ton. Chef Kieran, what did you make?
I made curry-infused steak fajitas with figs.
All right. I'm sort of I don't have any steak.
Yep.
I don't have any meat in mine. Can I have some of yours?
Yeah.
I guess I was in a hurry or nervous. I don't know what happened.
Okay. That being said, when the steak is in there, the steak is seasoned well.
I actually enjoyed the raw veg, and I like the texture of the fig in it.
It's kind of a nice, like, sort of sweet surprise, but there was no steak in mine. So just give us a quick sec.
I'm not really sure what's worse, raw steak or no steak. But if you get to round 2, those mistakes are not gonna help you win.
All right, so the chef that will be moving forward to Beat Bobby Flay is Chef Rick
I truly enjoyed coming here. It's a learning experience. I still think I can change people's perception about Indian food.
Rick, you actually included the flat iron.
I won, default, good.
The flavor that you brought was like a punch in the face, and that's what you need in the next battle.
Rick, seemed like you kind of squeaked by there. You got this on lock?
Oh yeah, baby, I'm ready.
When we get down to it, what's your signature dish tonight?
My signature dish is potato latkes.
Potato pancakes, okay.
I love a good latke.
You're the Latke king.
Latke king in-house right now, Bob.
I don't make those very often. All right, give us the rules.
So we are bringing 3 experts that will judge your dishes in a blind taste test.
And Rick, better make the best latke you've ever made in your whole entire life. You have 45 minutes, and your time starts now.
The first side of the latkes are nice and brown. Give it a flip, hopefully they get crispy.
2 minutes!
Next, I remove my latkes from the deep fryer.
Oh, look at those crispy latkes coming out. Oh my God. Bobby's latkes look pretty good.
I know, of course, it makes me crazy.
I put 2 latkes on each plate, a spoonful of this chive crema. I put a dollop of sour cream, take the salmon belly, and I lean it against sour cream. I then take a healthy spoon of the salmon roe. On the other latkes, I put a dollop of the chipotle applesauce, and I chopped up the duck skin. I'm not blown away by the flavor of this applesauce, but I'm confident in my latkes.
30 seconds!
You ready? Oh, look at Rick showing off. Show the guns, Rick.
15 seconds! 15 seconds!
I put the potato pancake down, then a little apricot and peach jam, a little bit of crema, the smoked trout with the tarragon dressing, and then some pickled red onions. Drop the peppermint.
Bobby's dish seems to be much more about the embellishment and less about the latkes. I feel like I got this in the bag.
You know, Rick is doing latkes 2 ways, but sometimes more is not better, it's just more. We'll see what happens.
All right, Bobby and Rick, I have to say it was an interesting battle. And now it's time to meet your judges.
First up, we have the co-owner of the Salka, Jason Burchard, executive chef and restaurateur, Manit Chauhan, and consulting chef and author, Madison Callan. Judges, as you know, this is a blind taste test, so please start with the dish that is in front of you.
The crispiness of the potato pancake is on point, and I believe it was cooked in duck fat, which was a very nice choice. This tastes very similar to what my grandmother made.
The smoked salmon, it's like medium rare in the middle. It melts in your mouth.
I love the duck crackling, but I'm not very crazy about the applesauce. There is no depth of flavor.
Yes, this plate would have been better if it was just the 1 salmon latke versus having an option of 2.
All right, so judges, if you'd like to switch your plates.
I like the smoked trout on top. The pickle adds a bit of acidity, and also this lovely jam, sort of peach and apricot. I think that's kind of exciting. Do you know what I mean?
But it doesn't seem like a lot of attention was paid to the preparation of the potato itself. The latke got a little soggy for me.
Yes, I wish that the latkes was slightly more crispy, but it hits the spicy, it hits the sweet, it hits the savory. Flavor-wise, it's beautifully done.
All right, judges, we must take a vote. Here are your ballots.
My latkes could have definitely been a little bit crisper. I think that my smoked trout and the peach jam is really nice, but it is a latke challenge, so I might be in trouble here.
So the judges have voted, and it has been decided.
And the winner is... Chef Rick!
I feel like $1 million. This is a great triumph for me And for the Hudson Valley, I came here to prove to everybody that you can be working in a small city and still be a rock star.
We chose the winning latke because of the texture of the latkes. They were crispy, they were delicious.
Well, thank you very much.
All right, you guys gonna help me out tonight? That's good, because I'm gonna need it. I'm here to revel in my demise tonight. From the Food Network, Ted Allen, and comedian and foodie, Margaret Cho. Okay, Margaret, you've never been here before.
No.
So welcome, A. And B, you have a good teammate.
I do.
Ted knows a lot about competition. It's basically what he does. He wakes up in the morning and he's like, who am I gonna crush today?
Exactly. How can we crush some chefy dreams? I think that we are the team that is going to take him down.
I hope.
You cook, right?
I'm Korean, so I ferment things.
All right, so who'd you bring in?
Bobby, I hope you're ready to get your hands dirty because this contender definitely is. Please welcome executive chef of Dirty Burger in Plainview, New York, Ian Russo. I'd be kind of scared of him.
He's ready.
Our next contender might come in a small package, but she is your biggest nightmare. Please welcome chef of Barachos in Brooklyn, New York, Diane DeMeo.
Wonder Woman's in the house.
Exactly.
Now, I know you guys both want to take me now, but first, you must go through each other. So I've chosen a single ingredient, and you'll have 20 minutes to make it the star of your dish. And that ingredient is fresh tuna.
Tuna is just an open canvas. You can apply the same steak recipes to tuna, so I got this.
It's a hearty meat, but delicate at the same time. You don't want it to be overpowered by any flavors, so it can be very tricky.
All right, guys, Margaret and Ted here. They're gonna taste your dishes, and they'll decide which one of you goes up against me in round 2. You ready? Go.
I'm making a smoked tuna with the mint chimichurri, grilled tomatoes, corn, and pickled red onions.
I'm making seared tuna with bacon and then mushrooms and a Swiss chard with a little red wine reduction. My biggest worry about this gastrique is red wine has tannins in it. They're somewhat bitter, so I add sugar to balance it out.
Ian, why do you want to beat Bobby Flay today?
Who wouldn't want to be Bobby Flay?
I mean, he's the best, so you want to go up against that?
Yeah,
you're going to rock it.
I slice the tuna and then get it in the pan with a little salt, pepper, olive oil, just a quick sear.
2 minutes and a half.
I want to get a little bit of mint chimichurri on that plate, and then I add the corn, the tomatoes, and the fish. Garnish it off with some pickled red onions.
1 minute.
Diane, are you done? Should we have given you less time?
Yeah.
Quicker isn't always better.
Totally plated and hanging out. It's maybe too cocky?
You know, we'll see, but I like that.
Ian, how you doing, sir?
Rock and rolling. I get the mushrooms and the Swiss chard and bacon on the plate. I add the red wine, gastrique, put the tuna down. I add watercress for a little bit of garnish.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Feel pretty confident this thing is on the mark.
Chef Diane, Chef Ian, Margaret and my job is to decide which of you we think can take Bobby Flay down.
It's all going to come down to what you did with this tuna to make it the star of the plate.
So, Chef Ian, what'd you make?
Seared tuna, surf and turf style with a red wine gastrique.
Well, Chef, I really love the way you cooked the tuna. Beautifully rare on the inside, just the kiss of heat on the outside.
The tuna works really well. The pepper crust that you gave was really delicious, but the gastrique is a little bit too sweet. Diane, tell us what you made.
I made a smoked tuna sashimi with mint chimichurri and pickled red onions, grilled tomatoes, and a corn salad.
I like so many of your choices, but I don't think I would have chosen the grill to cook the tuna. Prefer the idea of a flat surface that gets an even char across it, but I think the smoke really works.
The mint chimichurri is wonderful. What doesn't work, though, is if you do have a bite of something separate from something else. It really tastes incomplete.
They both took very different approaches, but they still made the tuna the star of the dish, so this can certainly be anybody's game.
The chef who will move forward to beat Bobby Flay is Diane.
At the end of the day, I didn't get to Bobby, but I was able to show my whole style of cooking. I think I did an amazing job.
Chef Diane, I loved everything on your plate.
Thank you.
That mint chimichurri was revelatory. I thought that really did it.
But Bobby's made a wonderful career out of going into flavors that he loves, so you have to draw on all of your influences, which I know there are many. I think you have more than him, so go for it.
Diane, congratulations.
Thank you.
Made it to the big stage. So why don't you tell us, what's your signature dish? What are we cooking?
My signature dish is pork tostada.
All right. I would say that's kind of in my wheelhouse.
Kind of, sort of. So, Diane, is this a deliberate strategy to cook food you know he loves?
It was more of a strategy to cook something that he could be good at. So then it's a real challenge. Get him.
Beat Bobby Flay. Beat Bobby Flay. To be fair, Margaret and I will not be judging this round.
Instead, we'll be bringing in 3 restaurant pros to do a blind taste test.
They will vote simply on the dish they like the best.
You will have 45 minutes, and the clock starts now.
The tortillas came out really nicely. So I'm gonna make a cabbage slaw with cabbage, scallions, and cilantro. And a little tangerine juice just to add some acidity.
I'm gonna get started on the green cabbage slaw. I have onions, cabbage, cilantro, and sesame seed oil, one of my secret ingredients. Pork is done. It's juicy, soft. I like the sweetness. Can I taste a little of your pork? Yes. Oh, that's wonderful. Bobby, her pork is so good.
Here, taste mine.
Oh. 2 minutes left. I get tostadas, I put them on the plate, and I add the chipotle sauce. I get pickled peppers and radishes on the plate. I add the pork onto the tostadas, and then from there, my cabbage slaw, smidgen of the cumin crema. I'm gonna garnish it off with some of the cotija cheese.
Guys, you've got 1 minute on the clock.
So I build my tostadas by first putting down some of the avocado crema. I take the tostada, slather some of the black bean sauce on top, sprinkle some cotija on top of that, some of the pork tenderloin around the outside, and I take some of the pork shoulder with the chorizo in the middle, and then some of the cabbage slaw, some of the pomegranate sauce, and a little bit of cilantro.
8, 7,
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Diane's is really beautiful, but I also think my pork tostada came out really nicely. Tostada is crispy and the pork tastes good.
Bobby, Diane, I want to say congratulations. What an exciting battle to watch. Thank you.
Now I'd like to introduce you to your judges. We have the executive chef of Tacombe, Jason DeBreer, the executive chef of Dos Caminos, Ivy Stark, and the owner of Three Kings Restaurant Group, David Masoni. Judges, this is a blind taste test, so please start with the first plate in front of you.
There's a lot of sophistication going on for such a simple dish, but I keep getting like a ketchup-like flavor, catching me a little bit off guard.
I really liked the different textures of the pork, the loin, the pulled shoulder. I didn't get a whole lot of cheese, certainly didn't taste it, so I would have liked to see a little bit more of it.
The tostada itself is perfectly cooked. What I didn't like about it was that the avocado crema probably needed a little bit more acid for me.
All right, judges, please switch your plates and try dish number 2.
I did like the different textures in this dish. The nice crisp cabbage against the nice tender pork and the pickled vegetables. The pork is nicely caramelized, but I thought it's a little bit overly sweet.
I thought there was a lot of good flavors in this dish. The cotija cheese adds a nice saltiness. I like the way that it's plated, a little bit more rustic.
I love the way the pork was cooked. I love that I got chunks of fat, I got chunks of meat, but the tortilla was chewy in the middle, rock hard in other places, almost hard to eat.
My tostadas weren't perfect, but I know my dish still tasted good. So at this point, I'm 80% in the bag, 20% not so sure. Bobby and Diane, our judges have decided, and the winner is Bobby Flay.
I chose Bobby's dish because a combination of the textures and the pork that got me and that wonderful crispy tostada.
Thank you.
Diane, we were rooting for you so hard. I mean, I had so much hope, but I think, you know, This guy. Did I beat him? No, but did I still win? Absolutely, because here I am. I held my own, I made it happen, and that's an achievement in its own right.
Happy holidays, everybody. Here to put the coal in my stocking tonight, please welcome Chef Alex Guarnaschelli and half of Penn and Teller, magician Penn Gillette.
Ho, 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 you are going down.
You know, Alex and I have known each other for a long time, but you wind up on the Food Network all the time. It's free food.
He competed on Chopped. He was excellent. I'm
Did
serious.
you judge him?
Yes.
You chop him? All right, what are you bringing on your sleigh tonight?
Bobby, as a sous chef on Iron Chef America, our first contender lost to you by 1 point. Meet Chef Ariane Duarte.
Our next contender owns 3 New York restaurants. Meet Adil Fazzi.
So, Penn and Alex want nothing more this holiday season than for one of you to beat me. But first, you have to go against each other. You'll have 20 minutes to make a single ingredient the star of your dish. And in the spirit of the holidays, that ingredient is chestnuts.
I worked with chestnut a lot as a garnish, but to make them the star of the dish, it's very, very hard.
Chestnuts, the flavor is really mild, so you don't want to overpower them.
All right, these guys behind me will taste, and they'll decide which one of you goes up against me in round 2. 20 minutes goes by faster than you think. Ready? Go.
So I'm making chestnut soup with pecans, mushrooms, pomegranate, and apples. I start off with some leeks, some onions, and then I add the pre-cooked chestnuts and chicken stock, and I let that simmer before pureeing it.
So I'm making a chestnut spaghetti carbonara with a quail egg. My sauce is amazing, but the pasta is not done. Oh my God.
Pasta's not cooked.
Is the pasta cooked?
2 minutes.
There's a minute 44.
Yeah, that's a bad thing.
Has to be it. The soup is still more porridge-like than soup-like, but I need to plate, I need to garnish, throw the nuts and the mushrooms, pomegranates and apples.
I'm out of time, so I toss it in the sauce.
10.
I'm throwing things on the plate. I hope the pasta is done.
6, 5.
I finished with the quail eggs. Time is up. I see Ariane made a soup. That's the easiest way to go. And I know I brought more techniques. Bobby, I'm here to beat you.
Adil's dish looks extremely creative, and nobody wants to have a thick soup. So I am a little nervous.
Chefs, it's the holidays. We need Bobby to end the year with some humility.
It's all gonna come down to what you did here to make the chestnut the star of the dish. Ariane, tell us what you made.
I made a chestnut soup garnished with pecans, oyster mushroom, pomegranate, apple.
It's a little thick, it's a little peanut buttery,
She's using a knife on soup.
but the soup is super balanced. For me, the oyster mushroom and the leeks really bring the chestnut to life.
I love pomegranates, but there seems to be too much of the garnish. I wish that you trusted the soup more, because it's really, really good.
Thank you.
Adil, what's this?
That's a chestnut spaghetti alla carbonara with the quail egg on top.
I love the flavor of the chestnuts with the acidity of the white wine.
The sauce is terrific,
Yeah, especially with the quail egg yolk.
but I wish I had a little bit more. And for me, the pasta was a little undercooked.
I feel very frustrated because I just needed 2 minutes to finish my dish.
If I don't get that chance to beat Bobby Flay, and I probably will cry.
And the chef that is going to go on to beat Bobby Flay is Chef Ariane.
Even though the pasta was undercooked, I brought much more complexity today. But I hope that Ariane can beat Bobby.
Ariane, you made it impossible to dodge the ingredient. I would just say edit yourself.
So now what I would like you to do is beat him with his own frying pan.
I plan on it.
Ariane, how many times did you dream about redemption for that little Iron Chef loss that you've had? Oh, just 1 point.
That was painful.
All right, what are we cooking?
So my signature dish is filet mignon.
Little holiday filet mignon. Okay.
To be fair, Alex and I cannot be the judges for this round.
Instead, 3 culinary experts will do a blind taste test.
You'll have 45 minutes to pull off the best filet mignon you've ever made. And your time starts now!
I flipped my roasty potato. Then I wanted sauteed mushrooms because I'm thinking meat, potatoes, and mushrooms. You can't go wrong with that.
10 minutes! You're both so screwed! Go, 10 minutes!
Ariane, here's my worry. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, tell me.
See how it's steaming? When you say you're making a roasty, it means crispy, it means golden. I love how when I tell you stuff, you go, I know! You get all Jersey on me.
I'm a little concerned at this point, so I get it roasted into a cast iron pan so it holds more heat, and hopefully it gets crispy enough.
Are you making like a little sandwich
I'm making
taco?
tacos al carbone. Grilled tacos.
When was the last time you made these?
I don't know.
Been a while?
Yeah.
Thought so. And those are done, the fillets?
Whoa. I almost forgot to put my fillets in the oven. That could have been really bad. I just hope that there's time for them to cook through. Time?
5 minutes, 1 second left. Bobby's steak just got in the oven.
What am I doing?
I think he's behind the 8 ball.
So the red sauce is gonna bring some smokiness, and then the green sauce is really gonna pack a little bit of spice. So I want them to really balance each other out.
It's clever on paper what Bobby's doing, but this red salsa and this green salsa, is it really gonna deliver?
Woo!
Uh-oh.
That's hot. The green chili sauce is too spicy, and so I'm gonna chill out with some honey. So really 3 minutes?
I pull the fillets out, and I just do a little touch. Any good chef will know they're perfect. I'm gonna let them rest a little bit and check on the roasty potato. Oh, no.
Is that cake getting crispy over there?
Crispy. Her potato roasty might be a little burned.
Now I'm concerned it's a little too dark, but I have to start plating.
So I'm checking out my fillets, and they're not quite there.
Bobby's running around. Look at him.
Running's a bad sign, Bobby.
I want to get them under the broiler, try to get them cooked.
1 minute! Hurry on, get the potato pancake on the plate.
I put the roasty down, the filet with roasted garlic, and now just a little blue cheese. Béarnaise goes on top.
Bobby, you gonna finish? You'll be able to do it?
Oh, he'll do it.
So I taste my green sauce. A little spicy, but I can't plate the red sauce without the green. It's Christmas time.
Let's get it done! And then I'll finish it with the maitake mushrooms.
I put the sweet potato tacos on the plate, and as I put the fillets down, I think that they're perfectly cooked.
Good job.
My dish is such a departure from what Ariane did, so it's gonna come down to if they like chili peppers or not, period.
Ariane and Bobby, congratulations on 2 beautiful holiday dishes.
But now it's time to meet your judges. First up, the chef and partner at Porterhouse, New York, Michael LaMonaco, best-selling cookbook author, Candice Kumai, and the chef owner of Ilili, Philippe Massoud.
Judges, as you know, this is a blind taste test, so please dig into the plate in front of you.
The filet was cooked perfectly.
The sear is nice, and the inside is great temperature. Beautifully tender.
The seasoning was right on, but the béarnaise could have been a bit thicker.
I'm not really getting the blue cheese on this. I would have liked a little bit more, especially for the holidays. Go wild.
The pancake was undercooked on the inside and overcooked on the outside.
That being said, I think it's a bountiful dish. Very nice.
If I can get you just to switch your plates and taste the second one.
The colors on the plate are a representation of the holidays, which is really great.
I love the red chili sauce. It has some great flavor to it.
But the green was fiery, definitely.
I agree. They were a little overpowering.
I thought the beef portion was a little small. You know, you gotta have enough.
The taco element to the dish was very clever.
Sweet potatoes and goat cheese are a marriage made in heaven. Overall, a fun dish.
All right, judges, it's that time where you must take a vote and pick a winner.
The judges do tell me that they want more blue cheese in it, but Bobby's sauce is overpowered a little bit. So we're like neck and neck.
And the winner is Chef Ariane.
This was a tough, tough call because they were really both beautiful dishes. And Chef, you didn't skimp. You gave me a beautiful piece of beef, well cooked. You rocked it out. That was a great dish.
That means a lot, thank you. To actually beat Bobby Flay in his own kitchen, one-on-one, I'm proud. It means a lot.